Welcome to a beautiful day here at Triton Regional High School. It's sunny, about 60 degrees. May 9th, 2019. We're here for the Cape Ann League Varsity Softball Showdown between the Triton Vikings and the Amesbury Indians. Triton comes in with a record of 9-1. Amesbury is 8-0. Triton is in first place in the Kinney Division of the Cape Ann League, and Amesbury is in first place in the Baker Division of the Cape Ann League. This is one of the most anticipated games of the regular season for both teams. I am John Quigley, and I'm here along with
John McCarthy.
And John, Triton just wrapped up their tournament berth yesterday. Tell me a bit about the game yesterday.
Well, it was non-competitive to say the least. They went to Hamilton Wenham and eked out a 33-5 victory. It was, like I said, uncompetitive, and I'm just a little concerned that game threw them a little off course for a much, much better Amesbury team here. Hopefully they can sort of refocus and realize who they're playing and come out strong.
Amesbury has been a perpetual powerhouse, and we're getting ready to start the game here. Who do we have defensively for the Vikings here, John?
Sure. We'll start behind the plate. Faye Pecos, junior, on the mound, Catherine Quigley, also a junior. First base, Mia Baradino, freshman. Junior Eve Pecos in right field. I'm sort of going up and down the order here, but Colleen McCarthy at third. She's a senior captain. Emily Carvelis at second base. She's a senior captain as well. Bridget Sheen at short, senior captain. Molly Kimball in left field. She's a freshman. And Grace McGonigal, also a senior captain in center field.
And this has been a particularly great defensive team this year. I think that of the 10 games they've played so far, there have been, five shutouts, John? Is that right?
Yeah, I think 5 shutouts with a one-run loss with the second game of the year down at Ursuline. Their defense has been really very, very good, with the exception of their only loss in North Reading, where we had some lapses. But other than that one game, it's been excellent. It really has, and I think that's one of their calling cards. The pitcher, Catherine, as we know, throws strikes. She hits her spots. If she does that, even if Amesbury makes contact, we should be able to make plays behind her. So hopefully they don't lose focus here. Realize who they're playing. It's not Hamilton Wenham. It's not some of the lesser teams in the Cal. It's Amesbury. They know they're undefeated, and hopefully, like I said, that Triton comes out here and plays hard and gets a victory.
So we're getting ready for the first pitch here. We've got Emma DePietro, who is a senior captain. I think she's the shortstop today. We're going to get things going.
Okay.
Like just outside for ball one. One ball, no strikes.
Colleen and me are both in at the corners, watching for the bunt.
High fly ball, range behind first base.
Nice catch. Nice catch by Emily.
Emily Carvelis with a basket catch, a little bit of a showmanship there.
It's all right. She caught it. It's fine. It's all good, as they say.
All right, number 2 batter, I believe, is Alana Delisle. She's a freshman, actually has played with Catherine on a summer team and actually played for Coach Dupe. Starts off with a strike.
Catherine stays out there, stays on the corners, changes speeds. She's going to be tough to beat. Like I said, Triton has made plays in the field, and if she doesn't give up, doesn't leave the ball in the center of the plate, we should be fine.
Swing and strike there, 0-2 count to Alana Delisle from Catherine Quigley. Tries to catch the corner there, just misses. You'll see a lot of that from Catherine. She'll get ahead in the count, and she'll start to nibble at the corners to try and steal a strikeout without a swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ooh.
Fly ball handled cleanly by Eve Pecos.
Hit it hard, but right at somebody.
You know, you mentioned, John, that this is one of the best fielding teams that Triton's seen in latter years. I'll tell you that the numbers show that they might average maybe 1 error per game, and I'll tell you they are always in every single game. Of the 9 wins, they have won by 10 runs or more, all 9 wins.
And that's what really made the North Reading game a little unusual. I think every infielder had an error. Some more costly than others. I don't remember about the outfield, but they didn't field their positions as well as they had in the past, and it did hurt them.
Yeah. We're 1-1 count here to Liv Levasseur.
Wind's blowing in. It looks like we don't have a flag to look at, but it seems to be at our backs here, and we're in right center. I think it's going to take something to get it out of here with this wind.
Nice pitch there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Be nice to start the game off with a clean inning.
Well, you talked about the Hamilton-Wenham game yesterday, the 33-5 drubbing, and what we saw was a pitcher that's going to be a lot slower than Amesbury's lived along. There's a nice strikeout. There it is. Good, clean 1-2-3 inning, just like you requested, John.
Yeah, and playing a team like Hamilton-Wenham where you have a pitcher that's essentially just lobbing the ball in, it's going to affect your timing as a hitter. Hopefully the Triton hitters adjust to that and are aware that, or they're going to be aware that they're not facing that kind of pitcher. Sometimes it takes a run through the order, second time up, third time up, you've timed that pitcher. We'll see. Hopefully they can jump out.
So we've got Liv DeLong coming out here to the mound. She is a freshman wearing number 14. She has shared pitching duties with Amesbury, believe it or not, has 4 pitchers in their rotation.
Yeah, that's really unusual. Catherine, as we know, pitches every inning of every game. Like most programs, you ride your best pitcher. And for Amesbury to have 3, would you say 4 pitchers?
4.
Yeah,
yep.
Is really unusual.
So they actually replaced Haley Catania last year, who graduated, and she won the Cape Ann League Baker Division MVP. She was quite the pitcher. Not only could she pitch, but she could hit as well. I think she hit over 500 last year.
Yep.
Went to UMass. I think she's playing club softball there. Her younger sister, Emma, is out in the field here today. I'm not certain what position she's playing, but Liv DeLong, Alana Delisle, Emily O'Donnell, who is a senior, and there's a 4th, I think a freshman. I know she goes by the nickname Yaya. I'm not certain of her name. But they run 4 pitchers here in Amesbury, but they're going to go with Liv DeLong to start. You're going to see a lot of low fastballs here, I anticipate. So who's coming up to the plate, John?
So Grace McGonigal, senior center fielders, coming up. Like a lot of these Triton players, is hitting over 500. She's certainly a threat to bunt. You see both corners in. I think at this point there's been some scouting, I'm sure, and they know that she's not afraid to bunt, and she's very good at it. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, she can bunt. She can also slap it as well and hit for power. Tell me what slap hitting is, John.
Well, slap hitters, she's not a traditional slap hitter. I saw a lot of it in the summer in some of the tournaments that my daughter Colleen plays in, where you essentially get almost a running start. And there you go, right in the gap.
There's a hit. She's looking, rounding first. Beautiful leadoff hit for Grace McGonigal.
She took that to the other field, to the opposite field. A traditional or your slap hitter will almost get a running start and be a quarter of the way, halfway out of the box by the time they hit the ball. So anything on the ground has a chance to be a hit, even if it's right at a fielder.
Here we go, pass ball, and Grace McGonigal on to second base already. Great start for the team.
Absolutely.
To get Grace into scoring position. Now, who do we have at the plate here, John?
Yeah, Molly Kimball, freshman left fielder. Also a good hitter, has had a real strong start. She's also a threat to bunt. You can see they're in at the corners. That's a nice bunt.
Safe at first.
That's a perfect bunt.
This is what happens when you've got the wheels of someone as quick as Molly Kimball.
Yep. Senior shortstop Bridget Sheehan's coming to the plate, having an absolutely fantastic year. 3-time All-Star, terrific athlete, great shortstop, and a fantastic hitter.
So we just saw the shortstop come in, the second baseman come over quickly. What was going on there, John?
So she squared the bunt. They're concerned about Molly stealing second. So it'll pop up to second there. I'm not sure why she didn't go. They didn't send her to steal. Maybe a little concerned about getting thrown out at second to start the game.
So we've got one down, runners on first and third, and we've got Emily Carvelis coming to the plate.
And her 9 home runs.
9 home, it's unbelievable.
It really is.
I don't think Triton had 9 home runs for the whole team last year.
Yeah, maybe
Molly Kimball
the last
stealing
2 years.
second base.
Yeah. So pitcher seems a little wild. We've had a few pass balls. Second and third, these are the kinds of things you got to cash in on. You got to get the ball to the outfield here. Give Grace a chance to tag up. That could be trouble.
That's a fair ball. That's going to score 1, maybe 2. Run's coming in. She's got to get down.
Close.
She's safe. Here we go, 2-0.
Smart play by Emily to take second there too.
Emily Carvelis with a. You
A bloop.
You call that a single? I think it's a single and then a throw in, right?
Yeah, I would
Two-run
single
single.
a fielder's choice or error by the left fielder, second baseman there. So base hit, scores 2.
Fantastic start. Here we go. Who's up to bat now, John? Do you know this girl?
I do, actually. This is my daughter, Colleen McCarthy, senior captain, third base. Like most Triton starters, has got off to a good start.
John's being modest. 545 Colleen's hitting right now. Yep. And I've mentioned on the two prior broadcasts that we've done that Colleen did a lot of work during the offseason. You can see it in her swing. It's a nice level swing with power. You just saw it right there. And here comes run number 3. A wild throw in.
There we go.
And an RBI
Just
single
on
for Colleen
cue.
McCarthy.
Right on cue.
Yep.
That's my girl.
Nice work, Colleen.
So really jumped right on it. It doesn't look like my fears are, and the fears of most of the parents are coming true.
Well, this is a team you cannot let your foot off the gas, though, and Triton certainly has not done that this year.
So Eve Pecos is up now. She's our right fielder, junior. Her twins, the catcher Faye, and Eve's got a few home runs herself, so she's a strong girl, hits the ball hard, and there you go. This could score another run.
Going to score another one. Yep.
Yep.
They're slow getting. I'll tell you, Amesbury's slow getting this ball in.
They are.
Another RBI for Triton. That's 4-0, 1 down.
One thing I've noticed is while the outfielders are playing deep, which makes sense, these ground balls to the outfield are dying in the sort of the tall grass here. It's rained so much. We've had it's tough to keep the grass down. It looks like it was cut recently, but it's still dying right there. So it's going to be tough for an outfielder to come in, pick the ball up, and throw someone out coming around second for a score.
No balls, 1 strike to Mia Berardino. Mia's the other freshman on this team.
Yep. She's also off to a great start. Sound like a broken record, but they're all hitting.
You know, it's a rare thing for Coach Duke to take on freshmen onto his varsity team, and I think the last time he took on 2 freshmen was when Bridget Sheen and Grace McGonigal came up as freshmen.
Yep.
And he only does it if the girls can come in and make an immediate impact, and certainly Mia has. She's had 2 home runs already in the year and playing fantastic. Let's see if she can.
Colleen did end up coming up her freshman year, about midway through the year. But yeah, you're absolutely right. She's got a lot of talent. She's got a great swing, and only swings at hittable pitches.
See if they can turn 2. No,
Not quite.
attempted to turn 2. They did get the lead runner. Mia Berardino to a fielder's choice. 2 outs down. And now we've got the pitcher hitting here. Pitcher against pitcher, former teammates. Catherine Quigley against Liv DeLong.
So Catherine last year did not get up much at all. She was typically DH'd for. And this year, frankly to my surprise, he's let her hit, and it's really paid off. She's hit the ball hard. I don't know what her stats are. Throw my glasses. But
foul ball there. So
there we go. So she's hitting over 400. Yesterday she had a double in the gap, scored 2 or 3. Masco, same thing. So she's
little dribble
her trust in him is paying off. His trust in her is paying off, I should say.
All right, there was a play from third to first there for the third out, but not before Triton puts 4 runs on the board. And that's a fantastic start for Triton.
Absolutely. Great start.
Quite frankly, not exactly what we expected. We expected a very low-scoring game. Let's see if Triton can play good defense for a second inning. So we're on to the number 4 hitter. But let me see. I've got Ella Balanson. Then
I'll take your word for it. Yep.
Then Liv DeLong, and then on to the 6th hitter, Emma Catania, who we mentioned earlier was Haley's younger sister. So we talked a moment ago about the defense, and I'll tell you that the stats show that Triton has the best defense in the Cape Ann League. They're giving up an average of 2.1 runs per game, and on offense, they are scoring on average 15.9 per game.
It's really incredible. And most of those 15.9 per games are in 5 innings, as there's a mercy rule where if the one team gets too far ahead, that's it, and they call the game. So most of these games only go 5 innings, and to score 16 runs on average in probably just a little over 5 innings is pretty amazing.
So last year, Triton averaged 10.8 per game. And I will tell you that in my first broadcast, I predicted that we'd be around 13, 14, but it's even better than that.
Yeah.
This team can hit from 1 to 9. And when you look at the 8 and 9 hitters and
their averages, yeah.
And they're hitting 360 and 400 as your 8 and 9 hitters, you know you've got a solid team.
Yeah.
We've got 2 girls over 700.
What I've said for the last few years with this team is to beat Triton, you have to put multiple hits together because they're not going to beat themselves. They're not going to make an error. They're not going to let you get an extra base. So if you make the plays behind them like they do, Catherine's going to have quick innings.
Yep. Here we are, 2 balls missing outside. A 2-0 count. There we go.
Very
late. Strike down there. Turn that mic down. Yeah. I don't know if it's that one.
2-2, I think.
All right, here we are, their number 4 hitter. Ella Balanson up now. Right up the middle.
They sit.
All right, that's going to be the first hit of the game. That one just by the feet of Catherine Quigley. I'll tell you that Catherine fields her position pretty well. Anything above her waist, she's pretty good at. Anything below her waist, when it's a struggle for a pitcher to recover and get down quickly enough. But they also, you might see a bunt here. Let's see what happens.
See, that right there is a slap hitter. That's what we call a slapper. You see she gets a running start. The idea is anything on the ground, she's halfway, exaggerating, she's got a couple steps to first base. So
quickly ahead here, 0-2. This is the pitcher versus pitcher matchup, the flip side of the teammates that we saw in the first inning, Catherine against Liv. This is Liv against Catherine now. Catherine's ahead 0-2.
There we go.
Struck her out. Coming to the plate now is Emma Catania.
2 strikeouts already for Catherine for 4 outs.
There's a throw down to second. No, hit her in the back. All right, so that's the first steal of the game.
Takes the force out.
Hey, let's get you out here. 1 out, kid, 1 out. Anything behind? Anything behind?
Hit right towards third base. You see Colleen look her back, make the throw to first. So they move the runner over, but there's 2 down now.
Nice play. Take the out. Take the out. Going to third's fine.
Well, you saw Colleen delay that throw. Why didn't she throw it right away, John?
She looked her back, but it's such a long throw from third to first from where she was that it's tough to prevent that runner from second going to third. And the idea is to get the out, make sure you get the out, and she did that. So if it means that runner going from second to third, you can look her back like she did, but again, it's tough to prevent that runner from going from second to third.
And in fact, that was executed not from third base, but from shortstop in the Masco game. Bridget threw.
That's right.
Bridget threw, looked the girl back, threw to first, and first went to third and got a double play that way.
That's right.
And there we go, another clean inning. Only 1 base runner. Did advance to third, but another scoreless inning here. So let's see if Triton can't put a few more runs up on the board.
Yeah, nice job. You prevent that runner from second scoring with less than 2 outs.
So we've got Faye Pecos coming to the plate now. Faye is a junior, and Faye is one of the greatest surprises, I would say, of this season. We had a great catcher in
Liv Doan.
Yep. Graduated last year. Faye actually had not caught in a couple of years. She did a lot of work with Catherine during the off-season and came out, and I think that we've seen maybe 1 or 2 passed balls all year with a runner on.
Right.
They are a fantastic combination, and Faye Pecos is hitting rather well too.
So the big questions coming into this season, most of the core group was coming back. Bridget Sheehan, Catherine, Emily, Colleen, they were all coming back. And Grace, I'm sorry. We all knew that. The question was, who's going to play first? Who's going to catch? Those were the 2 biggest questions. And with Mia Berardino coming on board and doing a fantastic job, and Faye Pecos, neither one of them, in Mia's case, didn't play at all last year, and Faye really was more of a substitute in spot duty. You didn't know what you were getting. And for them to come in and really exceed all expectations and answer those 2 questions has been great.
They filled the hole left by Liv Doan, and first base last year was Taylor Penniman. But they did a fantastic job. And here we go, Faye Pecos coming to the plate, Liv DeLong pitching.
The Pecos twins are very strong. They hit the ball hard. They're compact. Their swings are compact, but they swing hard, and both have home runs this year. And their powers are in the gap.
Yep, Faye has a home run, and Eve has 2 home runs.
Yep.
And they're both hitting. Let me see. Faye is hitting almost 350, and Eve is hitting 423. Swung kind of a high pitch there. I think she's hungry for one over the fence, John.
Yep, it looks that way. So if the pitcher just picked up on that, you go right upstairs again, see if she'll swing at that pitch again.
Nope,
what you don't do is what she just did and put it right down the middle of the plate. She's a freshman. She'll learn.
You'll hear David Dupe, the coach for Triton, yell at Catherine every now and again, too good of a pitch.
Yep.
And that's what you just saw right there. She put that down the middle of the plate, and against good hitters, you cannot hit down the middle of the plate like that.
That's right.
So we've got a pinch runner in now for Faye. It looks like Carissa Boyle. Is that right?
Yes.
And she's a senior.
She is. Yep.
Second year with the team or third? At least second. Could be third. Her older sister played with the club, but Tessa graduated 2 years ago.
That's right. That's right.
And she's going for a steal.
Get down.
Going to be down. Just underneath the tag there.
Grace McGonigal at the plate. Center fielder. Oh, yep. Grace had a single to left field first time up. And eventually scored.
Nice hard slide. Actually popped the bag out of the tie down. Let's see how Dave does fixing this bag for us. So this is Dave's third year, is that right?
I think it's his fourth, actually. Well, it's definitely at least his fourth because he was there my daughter's freshman year, which would be 4 years ago.
I think that's exactly right. Yeah, he took over a team that either had 3 or 4 wins when he came in.
Yep.
His first year, I want to say they were 7-11. Just missed the states by a couple games.
They
did.
There's. Get back. Nice play by the left fielder, running catch, hit the ball hard.
Nice rip by Grace McGonigal, just right to the left fielder. You thought that was going to drop for a moment, but it just held up there a little bit too long. So now we've got Molly Kimball, the freshman, up again.
Yeah, she had a great bunt in the first inning, right in front of the plate, and beat it out. Let's see if she swings away or he has her bunting again. Another bunt.
Another beautiful
good
bunt.
one.
Gets the runner over to third base. That's exactly what you want to do there.
So now you set yourself up. If there's a pass ball, you can score, and you've got your certainly, arguably your best hitter, and certainly one of your best hitters at the plate now to drive her in.
So I'll tell you, between Bridget Sheen and Emily Carvelis, it looks like it's going to be a two-man race for the Cape Ann League MVP, and could actually come down to being a co-MVPs. Their numbers are so close. I think the only number that's not close is home runs, but their batting averages, they're both over 700 or right around 700. Their slugging percentage, their runs, their RBIs, they lead the league in every category and by a wide margin.
Bridget popped out her first time up, so she's looking to get an RBI here.
2 outs here in the bottom of the second, 4-0 Triton.
Tough pitch to hit right there.
Yep. That's where
Bridget does like to go to right. A lot of her powers towards right center, right where we are. So we'll see.
This is power versus power here.
Yeah.
And I see this is a full house, the parking lot, and you look at the stands, there's people along both sides of the fence.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
But in the parking lot, there might be a few dents in the hoods of the cars. Got Bridget on a strike 3 looking. Nice low pitch. That's where Liv has a lot of successes, right at the bottom of the strike zone there.
That's a nice pitch. Tough pitch to hit.
So runner stranded at third. We're going to the top 3, 4-0 Triton. So the 4 seniors. Your daughter has been with Triton softball for 4 years now. Tell me about her other sports.
She was a captain of the volleyball team and a captain of the basketball team.
How many varsity letters is she going to graduate with?
So, let's see, 3 in volleyball. Well, I guess 4 in basketball. She was brought up late in the year, her freshman year, and 4 in softball. So 11.
11. One less of perfection.
That's right.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, not bad.
How about Bridget Sheehan?
Bridget was also a three-sport captain this year. She was also a captain last year of the softball team. So she's a 2-time softball captain. She is a 4-year varsity letterman in field hockey, basketball, and softball. So she's got the perfect 12 there.
That's
quite
fantastic.
an athlete. Quite an athlete.
Now, who have we got coming up to the plate here now?
Megan McElhaney.
All right. She's the number 8 hitter here.
Is that right?
Pitch just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. All right, 1-1 with a foul ball. So how about Emily Carvelis? Emily came over from baseball, isn't that right?
Yeah, she had played baseball prior to up and through her freshman year, and gets by Colleen at third. Tough play.
Always a screaming line drive at her feet. Real tough to
Paula's
handle
hit
there.
hard. Normally she makes that play, but got right by her. It's all right.
Colleen's been solid at third this whole year.
So Emily, she played baseball through her freshman year, came up to softball at the beginning of her sophomore year, came out for it, and first game of the year down in Ursuline, she was not starting. He brought her in to pinch hit, and she promptly hit a home run and has been at second base ever since. So
The rest, they say, is history.
yeah, she played the rest of her career at second.
A little bit of cat and mouse here. It looks like they're trying to see if they can't try and advance this runner from second to third.
Yep. So you got Mia back at first. She's covering the line. So Catherine and our catcher are going to have to be off the base quick. It's a nice play by Colleen.
Yep, she came in quick on
Nice
that, fielded it cleanly, got the out.
So I'll be curious to see if he brings the infield in to prevent the run from third to score, or just plays back, gives up the run to get an out. It looks like Colleen's in at third, again thinking about a bunt as we get down to the top of the order. So the bottom of the order, I'm sorry. So
I think they're batting 10 today. I think this is
Okay.
Emily O'Donnell, I believe, is who they had listed as
Yep.
the hitter. She is the senior pitcher. But
she's DHing for the pitcher. Is that what we're doing?
no, I don't know who she's DHing for. The pitcher lived
Oh, that's
long,
right.
did
She
hit.
was up, yes. That's a nice pitch. So you keep the ball in the corner like that, it's just going to be difficult for any hitter to put some good wood on it, or some good metal in this case.
Amesbury fighting to put a run on the board here. Another good pitch. She's ahead. Is it 1 ball, 2 strikes, John?
Yep.
Is that right? All right. This would be a great spot for a strikeout. Tries to get the outside corner there. Doesn't get the call.
So you've
2-2.
essentially got your infield back with Colleen just past even with the base. So it looks like they're willing to give up the run at the plate to get the out.
I think we're full here. 3-2 to the batter. Nope, 2-2.
2-2.
This is a big at-bat here. Let's see what happens. Clean fielded by Grace. All right, got the
Nice catch.
Got the out. Tag up makes it 4-1. Ball was well tracked by Grace, and
Yep,
I
deep
think,
enough to get that run home.
I think, quite frankly, no matter what she tried to do with that, there was no way to get the relay into home plate.
Yeah.
It was just deep enough to get the run in.
No.
Foul ball here. Oh, it's a vehicle. All right. 2 down here. Triton leads 4-1, top of the 3rd inning. We at their
Emma popped up. This is, I'm sorry,
this is the top of the order.
Emma
DePietro.
DePietro. Yep, popped up first time up.
Yep, this is a packed house. I think this is the most fans we've seen for a game so far.
Yeah.
I think everyone understands the importance of this game. Amesbury coming in 8-0.
And honestly, they play in the other division, and the teams that they play in their division, they play twice, and frankly, a lot of them have been easy wins for Triton, and I don't think it would be
Foul ball.
I don't see another loss on their schedule going forward.
No,
they played and beat North Reading, so it's hard to see another loss on their schedule. You know, anything can happen, but they'd certainly be favored in all their games going forward after today.
So the way that the Cape Ann League breaks it up is they've got the Kenny division and the Baker division. And at first glance, it looks to me, it's a deep hit. to Grace McGonigal again. All-star center fielder. Fielded cleanly. 4-1 Triton going to the bottom of the third. But as I was saying, there are two divisions in the Cape Ann League, the Baker Division and the Kinney Division. And at first glance, I'm pretty certain that the Kinney Division is all Division II schools and the Baker Division is all Division III schools.
Oh, that's a good point.
And Amesbury has been beaten up on the competition for a good long time. I want to say they've probably won their division at least 12 of the last 15 years, maybe more than that. They always go deep in the Division III state playoffs.
They do. It's been a very successful program for a long time. They always seem to have a pitcher, and in this case, it looks like they're going to have 3 going forward. So I believe you can speak more to this, Jay, but I think 3 of them are freshmen, correct?
That's
they're
right.
Pitchers?
All 3 lived along. Alana Delisle, and I think Alana's coming out to left field underneath us here, or right field, as I speak. And the third, like I say, I know she goes by Yaya. I just don't know her name. But, Amesbury might just be something in the water, but they breed pitchers up there.
Yep.
To go from Haley Catania to Liv DeLong is a great succession in talent.
So Emily Carvalho leads her off. She singled first time up and drove in a run, I believe, or at least one.
Yep.
Be nice to see them get going here. Let's get some more runs.
Ooh, there's a high pitch over the head of Emily Carvelis. You think Emily's going to charge the mound? I don't think I'd want to see Emily coming at me.
Yeah, no. I don't.
No, this is a great group of girls on both sides.
Yeah.
And 2 fantastic programs with a group of girls that really play hard and love the sport. And a lot of the girls out here play tournament ball, AAU and summer ball.
Yep, Colleen and Bridget played for the Seabrook Titans this past summer and the one before that. As a matter of fact, they had tournaments all over New England. We went out to Ohio this summer for a weekend tournament where we faced other teams from the Ohio, Midwest, and they ended up winning the whole tournament out there. They beat the Indiana State champions in the semifinal game. So there to say the level of competition was strong, and their team was excellent. They're mostly made up of girls from the Portsmouth area, and Colleen and Bridget from Triton.
And that was coached by George Penniman, is that right?
Yes, yeah. His daughter was actually the first baseman, we mentioned it earlier, for Triton, Taylor, last year. So, yeah, great coach, great guy. And they'll both be playing for him again this summer. They move up a division. It was 16 and under. They're both young. When I say both, Colleen and Bridget, they're both young seniors. Colleen's not 18 until August.
Oh, well fielded by the shortstop. Oh, there's an error. MK is going to try and push it, and she does. Slides into second base.
Nice play getting to that ball, just a poor throw.
Yep. You know, that's one of the things that MK does well is, and she actually gets on base quite frequently with a lot of errors because she hits that ball so hard that a lot of times it gets through. That time it was fielded cleanly, just a bad throw by the shortstop.
Yep. Colleen's up now. She had a single last time up and took second on an overthrow.
Another chance for an RBI. MK's going to the Navy.
Yep, that's what I'm told.
And what about Colleen? Where's she going next year?
She's going to Roger Williams next year.
Fantastic.
She's excited.
Is she going to play softball there?
She's going to try. We're going to see. She's talked to the coach a few times, so we'll see what happens. All right, so we got the runner over at least.
Yep, push the runner over with 1 out now. And here we go to Eve Pecos. Eve is the right fielder. 2 home runs so far this year.
So with a runner on third and less than 2 outs, the idea here is to get the ball in the air like Amesbury did. Let that runner tag up. We'll see if she's able to do it.
Outside pitch, no ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Lived along against Eve Pecos.
Backstop is fairly close here, so it's tough to score on pass balls.
There's that low strike that he called earlier, and that's going to be a challenge. These Triton hitters, if he's going to give her that low part of the strike zone.
Yeah, you want to see that ball up over the knees, waist high, so you can drive it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if she can't bring in Emily Carbalis here. Still 4-1 Triton, bottom 3. Two and 2. You see some nice movement by the infield here with Amesbury. As
Yeah,
you do
they're
with
all
Triton.
moving around. They're well coached, you can tell.
There's a strikeout. Mia Berardino coming to the plate.
So Mia puts the bat in the ball. She does not swing at bad pitches, like I said earlier. She grounded out last time up. Will it fielder's choice? Did reach base. So let's see if she can drive in or end here.
Mia is one of the most patient hitters on the team. She leads the team with 12 walks. There she is ahead. 2 balls, no strikes. Mia's hitting .500 on the year. Fantastic freshman outing.
Yep.
Out of play, 2 balls, 1 strike. Emily Carbalis on third, 4-1, bottom of the 3rd inning.
Wow.
Big hit by Mia. Let's see if it's going to make it over the outfielder's head. Ooh, cleanly caught.
Nice pitch.
Yep. Well tracked back to center left field. Was about 8 feet away from a home run.
She put a charge in that.
So you mentioned a moment ago these are 2 well-coached teams. Let's talk about the coaches for a minute.
Sure.
Jackie Waters is the coach for Amesbury. She's been around for a number of years. And Hounham is the assistant coach, and he is one of the history teachers here at
That's right.
Triton.
Triton, yeah.
And then for Triton, we've got Dave, as they call him, Dupe, Coach Dupe.
Yep.
And Mia Muzio is his assistant. And she's been with him for 3 years, 4 years?
3 at least, if not all 4.
And Mia will call a lot of the games. She'll relay the signal into the catcher and the catcher into the pitcher. For,
What
for
pitches to throw? Yeah.
Yep. Although I think so far today we've only seen fastball with location. I don't think we've seen a lot of change-ups.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of change-ups so far.
And I don't think we've seen any change-ups from Liv DeLong either.
No.
I think they're just trying to concentrate on their fastball and make certain that they hit their spots. When you've got 2 teams that hit as well as these do, sometimes these girls can just time up a change-up and crank it. So yeah, they're a little bit nervous about that, is my guess.
Well, Catherine's not afraid to let the other team hit the ball. She rarely walks players. The idea is to, obviously, to strike them all out. But if that's not a possibility, which it isn't with a team like Amesbury, who has a bunch of good hitters, put it in spots where they can't get good wood on it. Let your players make the play. So she's got 2 strikeouts.
Alana Delisle, she is the we talk about girls that play tournament ball, your daughter and Bridget Sheehan.
Yep.
Alana plays with the Rage Club up in Salisbury along with Liv DeLong for Amesbury. And then for the Triton team, Molly Kimball, the left fielder, and Mia Berardino, the first baseman, play for Rage. And Catherine plays for the Salem Hurricanes.
Colleen's playing way in at third. Obviously concerned about a bunt.
She showed bunt on that second pitch.
And that'll get your infielders moving a little bit.
Nice pitch on the outside corner there by Catherine Quigley.
Yeah, if she sits there, if her pitches are there, it's going to be tough for Amesbury to get good wood on the ball. Yeah, Mia's been flawless at first too. Again, I'm repeating myself a little bit, but we were concerned going into the year with the catcher in first, and to get this kind of production defensively as well from our catcher and first baseman, it has just been, a godsend.
Top 4, 1 out, 4-1 Triton. Number 3 hitter, Olivia Lavasser, who had a great game yesterday.
Struck out first time up, so hopefully we can do that again.
They've got the outfielders playing relatively deep, which is probably a good idea against this hitter. She either had a deep double or a home run yesterday. I can't recall which, but she's having a good season this year. Hit the shortstop, fielded cleanly by Bridget Sheehan. 6-3, beautiful play. That seems to be routine. We've seen a lot of that this year.
Yeah, she made that look pretty easy. That I'm not sure any or many shortstops in this league make that play. Tough late hop, comes up on her, got such great hands, pulls her hands up, and scoops that up. Makes it look easy. So.
Even against a fast runner, you don't see Bridget rushing anything. She takes her time, makes a good solid throw.
Not a lot of errors in general from this team, and certainly not a lot on the left side.
I think it's far and away the best infield in the Cape Ann League, and I don't think there's much dispute on that anywhere.
There's your first changeup right there.
Yep, way out in front of, and that's the former teammate Liv DeLong. They pitched together on the same team, and they used to take turns pitching games back to back, and they're going right at each other today.
I think she got a single up the middle first time up.
I think she struck her out the first time. No?
No, singled last time. Ground ball single.
You
missed a batter.
Oh, I missed a batter?
Yeah, Liv DeLong will lead off next inning, you think.
I'm pretty certain that was Liv, wearing number 14. We might have missed a batter somewhere.
We'll get this all sorted out. This will all be edited.
It's possible they batted out of order, but I find it hard to believe Duke wouldn't have missed it. Have missed that. We'll find out next inning. Maybe it was a girl who looked like Liv DeLong. There are a couple of blondes out here in the field with long blonde hair that. Let me see the.
I'm not even trying, John. You.
The center fielder, the pitcher, and the second baseman look like triplets out here. All right, here we go. Bottom 4, still 4-1. Triton holding on to this lead. They want to add to it right here. Who do we have coming up in the lineup?
Let's see. It looks like Catherine's leading off. Catherine Quigley leads off. Faye Pecos and Grace McGonigal at the top of the order.
Yesterday, Catherine had the offensive game of her life. I think she went 4 for 5 with 6 RBIs. Every time she was on base, she got a couple of runs in. And that's the way they kind of went yesterday. Of the 13 batters that came to the plate, 12 of them scored. So everyone on the team except for one of the players scored. And
it's nice when
everyone got on a base.
It's nice when your number 8 hitter is hitting 407. Grounded to third first time up.
Late swing there, but got a piece of it. Just got to straighten that out. No balls, 1 strike. Liv DeLong, pitcher against pitcher again.
So you saw in that first inning, there were clean singles. Emily had one, Colleen had one. But one of the things I didn't mention at the time is because of poor throws back into the infield or misplays in the outfield, our runners were able to take a second base. So Emily got to second, Colleen got to second, and they both ended up scoring. So it makes a difference. It's one thing to give up a single, a hit, double, whatever it is, but allowing that runner to get that extra base is going to cost you runs.
2-2 here to Catherine Quigley. Let's see what we get for a pitch.
There you go.
Fastball, got it up the middle. Let's see if they're going to make the play. Oh, Catherine legs out a single there.
It's got her father's speed.
So we've got another runner coming up for Catherine. Explain the courtesy runner rule if you can, John.
Yeah, pitchers and catchers are allowed to be run for without taking them out of the game. I think that's the simplest way to put it. They can come in and out as dictated by their coach. So if you want someone to run for your pitcher or your catcher, all you got to do is call timeout and bring somebody in. Now that person, like in professional baseball, for example, doesn't eliminate the person they're coming in for. So Catherine's going to come out and pitch next inning, but she has somebody running for her here.
And that's Darcy McDonough running for Catherine on first base. Quick player, expected to be a big part of the team next year.
Yep.
She made maybe one of the best plays of the year.
Yeah,
that's gorgeous right. Diving catch in right field at Ursuline.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think she's played most of her career as a shortstop, but certainly showed off that she can play in the outfield.
Now she's played a little in some of these games that have got out of hand, and like you said, I think. Like you
Hit
said,
batter, Faye Pecos took one in the upper shoulder.
I think she's going to play. I've been told that she's going to play short next year, so she'll have. It's unfortunate for her that the talent in front of her is so good.
It's one of those things where I think that Darcy would probably be a starter on almost any other team in the Cape Ann League.
That's a good way to put it.
But this, quite frankly, is probably far and away the most talented team in the Cape Ann League. When you look, and you mentioned it before, when your 8 hitters hitting 350, your 9 hitters hitting 350, your 400 for the 8 hitter. Here we go, nice little bunt by Colleen. By Grace McGonigal, foul.
Flew out to left first time up. Scored in the first inning.
Grace was an all-star last year along with Bridget and Catherine and Emily Carvelis. Now, the way the Cape Ann League runs this, if you come in first place in your division, you get 5 all-stars.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
If you come in second place, you get 4. You come in third place, you get 3.
Well, I guess that takes some of the debate out of it, right?
It does a little bit, but I'll tell you what, I think the debate rages on because I think there are probably 6 girls who could be all-stars or 7 girls in this team.
Yeah, someone's going to get left off that team from Triton that's probably got a case to be on that team, that all-star team. No outs.
First and second. Let's see if they can execute the double play. Nope, they just try and go to first. All right, Grace moves the runners over to second and third.
Thought she had a play at second there.
I thought she did too, but
certainly wouldn't have doubled up Grace at first, but I think you had to play it.
So here we go, Molly Kimball, the freshman. We've got Darcy McDonough on third base and Carissa Boyle on second.
Molly's bunted both times. First inning for a single, second inning a sacrifice bunt, moving the runners over. So we'll see what she does here.
There's that nice low strike. Love to see Molly get a piece of this ball and drive in a couple of runs, a couple of insurance runs. Beautiful bunt. What are they going to do with it? They look her back.
That's some really, really nice base running by Darcy McDonough there. She's not too far off third that if that fielder turns and fires back to third, she's going to get thrown out, but she's far enough away to make sure that if that ball goes to first, she's going to score.
That's what you get when you've got a girl as fast as Grace McGonigal or Molly Kimball when they're bunting. And not just move the runner home, but also safe at first. So first and third here, 5-1 Triton.
Well, they called her safe. I'm sorry.
Pass ball. Nope. And Carissa Boyle is not going to go. The ball's getting thrown around here a little bit. A little bit sloppy, maybe some nerves.
Amesbury's coming a little unglued here, so.
And this is not the spot in the lineup where you want to come unglued when you've got the 3, 4, 5 hitters.
Bridget's 0 for 2. You don't see that much. She's got a couple on here. It'd be nice to see a little single up the middle.
This is a great lineup where I think against, without Emily Carvelis here, you might want to put her on, but you do not want to put Bridget on to get to Emily.
So Bridget's got a little bit of an inside-out swing, and what I mean by that is she'll wait and hit the ball hard, typically over the second baseman's head. Now, with a pitcher that's a little bit slower, she'll turn on the ball and rip it to left. Oh, that pitch looked really outside. Hard to tell from here, but Bridget's reaction tells me that was way outside.
That was a tough inside-out pitch. Oh, infield fly there.
So 2 outs.
2 outs, still runners on second and third. First base is unoccupied. Emily Carvelis. Let's see if the pitch to her. Once again, I don't think you want to pitch to Emily to get to Colleen.
We haven't seen anyone walk Emily or Bridget or any one of our players intentionally. Doesn't look like they're going to do it now. And they should
See
have.
if that ball's going to drop. It is. That's going to be a two-run single.
Yeah.
Fantastic 2 RBIs for Emily Carvelis.
Yep.
Doing what Emily Carvelis does. 7-1 Triton. Colin McCarthy coming to the plate.
Colleen singled first time up and grounded out to short the second time.
Colleen had a great day yesterday. 3 for 4, I think. Is that right?
4 for 5.
4 for 5.
4 for 5. She was one of many with multiple hits. There we go.
There it is. That's that nice level swing with power that I talked about earlier. Let's see if they're going to get her. Yeah, she kind of pushed it there. That was some aggression by Coach Dave Dupe.
I'm not sure that he called. I'm not sure that he had her going. Emily's issue there was she stopped or hesitated, I should say, just after second. So nothing wrong with being aggressive.
Here we go. Top 5. Triton leads 7-1. Let's see if Triton can't keep the defense going.
So here's a big inning. You come out and score 3 runs. You take command of the game. You're up 7-1. You've got a 6-run lead. The idea here is just to set them down 1, 2, 3, demoralize them a little bit, and then come back up again, and hopefully score some more runs.
All right, so here we are with our question if we're at the 4-hitter, 5-hitter. So it looks to me that's definitely not lived along the pitcher coming up to bat. It's not easy keeping score up here, but I'm pretty certain this is Emma Catania coming to bat now.
We find our scorekeeper Eric. This would be a cut and pay.
Eric does a fantastic job for us up here. We've got a great crew, actually. The Viking TV does a fantastic job.
They do. They have a nice production.
Bob Laythorpe running the show, and a handful of students here helping out. Eric volunteering his time. John got a big raise today. Catherine Quigley pitching to Emma Catania, as we mentioned earlier.
Grounded to third, first time up.
Emma is Haley Catania's younger sister. And Emma actually played with Catherine Quigley in the past for Rage. Nice strike there on the outside part of the plate. That's where Catherine lives a lot.
Both pitchers sitting out there. Difference is Triton's putting the bat on the ball, hitting the ball hard. Amesbury not so much. And when they do, they're hitting it right at us.
1 ball, 1 strike. They hit the outside corner for strike 1. I tried to go a little bit too far outside to try and induce a swing there. There we go. Nice pitch inside.
Second changeup, look like.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Yep. That's right where you want that changeup to drop, is right near the front of the plate.
Yep.
So it's oftentimes hard for the catcher to handle, but so tough for the hitter to get a hold of. Fielded cleaner by Colleen. Nice 5-3. So I keep score a lot during many of these games, and I'll tell you that the book is often littered with the 5-3 plays.
Yeah, it seems to me this year, I haven't spoken to you about this, but it seems to me that Colleen's been much more active this year, bunts, ground balls, versus last year where it was sort of an even split between Colleen and Bridget, ground balls to short and third. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure the reason for that, I should say. Julia Campbell's up now. She grounded out to first time up.
We've got a 2-0 count here. 2 balls, no strikes.
Regardless, Colleen and Bridget get a lot of ground balls, get a lot of action on that left side of the infield.
All right, Catherine getting right back at it. 2 balls, 1 strike. There was a little something off of that pitch there, looked a little bit slower. I think she might have lost that change up high. 3 balls, 1 strike. That might flare in. Yep, little flare between the infield and outfield.
Megan McElhaney got a double first time up.
1 out, top of the 5th, 7-1 Triton. Nice pitch right there. No balls, 1 strike. You'll see the catcher, Faye Pecos, fire that ball back quickly to Catherine. There's never any lazy throws back to the catcher, and the pitcher usually turns ahead pretty quickly to check that runner. One and 1 count here, 1 out.
Get the lead runner there.
Nice play there by Colleen to get the lead runner, and then a heads-up play by Emily Carvelis not to try and get too greedy and throw to first there. A lot of times you'll see a second baseman try and get that throw when there's really no opportunity.
No, and I think also one thing Colleen realized that the ball's not hit hard enough to be able to turn it. So make a nice throw to second. Go get the next batter.
2 outs now, top of the 5th, 7-1 Triton. Pitcher showing bunt.
Abby Aponis grounded to third last time up. Okay, they called her out. So ball must have hit her on the...
I don't know if that was the call or if he called the first baseman for leaving early.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure which it might have been. So you're right, though. If the batter hits the ball and then it hits her when she's outside of the batter's box, it's an out. Isn't that the rule?
That's correct, and I think that's what happened here.
All right, here we go. Bottom 5 Triton.
Amesbury coach not thrilled with it. I can tell you that.
Triton leads 7-1. And it looks like there's going to be a pitching change here. Liv DeLong is now moved to first base, and I think this is number 9, who I believe is Alana Delisle. I think I recognize Alana out there. As we mentioned before, it's quite the luxury for Amesbury to have 4 pitchers.
Yeah, it's really unheard of. Truth be told, most of the teams that we've faced have their struggles on the mound. And to have multiple pitchers is unheard of.
What's the saying, John? An embarrassment of riches?
Yes.
But at the same time, I'll tell you this, that you've got a team like Triton that Catherine throws every pitch, and she's got 55 innings under her belt. And then you've got someone like Liv DeLong, who's every bit as talented as she is, and she's only got, I want to say, 20 innings under her belt.
Right.
So as nice as it is to have multiple pitchers, sometimes it might even hurt the girls to not have as many reps as they might otherwise.
That's a good point. You really only need one. Your starting pitcher can pitch every single inning of every single game. And with the exception of one game, that's what happened last year at Triton, the one game that Catherine was sick. So that's a good point. Does it help this team to have 2 pitchers, or would she be better off pitching every inning?
Eve Pecos here now at the plate.
Singled in the first, struck out in the second inning.
No balls, 1 strike. I think you're going to see, even though it's a different pitcher here with Alana Delisle, you're going to see a very similar style. Might be a couple miles an hour slower, but still pretty close to straight fastballs. There's a foul ball into the crowd.
It's definitely cooled off. The sun has gone in. It's probably 10, 15 degrees cooler from the start of the game.
Oh, she looked at a close pitch there. I thought that one might have been the top of the strike zone, but good eye by Eve. Eve is, I think, second on the team in walks, and a great selective hitter. She's got 7 walks. Actually, 3-way tie for 7 walks on the team. Faye, Grace, and Colleen.
There we go.
3 good selective hitters.
Yeah, they really don't swing at bad pitches.
Oh, well handled by the pitcher there. So here's a fun little stat for you, John. On the entire year, this is the 11th game in, there are 2 girls who have not struck out. Want to take a guess who they are?
Yeah, you got to give me a minute. I know my daughter has. Sorry, Colleen. I know Bridget has.
Yep.
All right, let me think. Mia.
Mia has, yep. Oh, big hit by Mia. Looks like it's a high fly ball, though.
Mia has.
Handled by the left fielder.
Has Grace struck out?
Grace has struck out.
Okay, I give up.
So the winners are Emily Carvelis and Eve Pecos have not struck out.
There we go.
And I'll tell you a remarkable number is that no one on this team through 11 games has struck out more than 3 times on the season. That's unbelievable.
It really is.
20 strikeouts for the team entire season.
2 a game.
Catherine Quigley up at the bag here.
Grounded to third and singled. 1 for 2.
Another close pitch right there. It looks like this umpire is not giving the top of the strike zone.
Certainly hard to tell from here if the new Amesbury pitcher throws harder than the previous one. There's certainly a different release point with her being a right-handed pitcher versus the lefty that was in there to start the game.
We got a 2-2 count here, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Just foul. No, I think Catherine was a little bit late on the first 2 pitches that she fouled off, and now she's a little bit early. Let's see if she can't get it right up the middle now.
She muscled that single up.
Full
right
count.
up the middle. First time up? Second time up? Second time up.
Oh, she took a walk there.
Is that the first walk of the game? Yeah, I think that's the first walk of the game for either team.
It is. Yep. Well pitched game.
Faye got hit in the shoulder last time up and singled the first time up.
So Faye and Eve play on. We've got a Triton Knucklehead summer team, and Faye and Eve, Catherine, Emily Carvelis, Darcy McDonough, Izzy Reiniger, all playing the team. Have a lot of fun. Coached by myself, Amber Quigley, Mike Roberge. But you get a lot of these girls who are playing not just during the season, but playing summer and tournament ball, and it makes an enormous difference.
It does. It really does. And it makes a big difference in games like this where you're facing good pitching. Bridget and Colleen, I can speak to them because, I go to their summer league games, and the pitchers they see throw as hard, if not harder, than what they're going to see with the best Cape Ann League pitchers. So it's strange for them at times to face pitchers that throw so slowly. This is much more what they're used to. And that's why I was concerned coming from a team like Hamilton Wenham, who essentially was lobbing the ball up there to make that transition to come to play a team like Amesbury, who's pitchers throw hard and they're throwing the spots. How would they adjust to that?
I'll bet you there's about a 10-mile-an-hour adjustment in speed. Oh, there's that high pitch again that just misses the top of the strike zone. They've got Darcy McDonough running on first base for Catherine Quigley. Strikeout there, nice pitch, ends the inning. Strikeout there, ends the inning. 7-1 going to the 6th inning. Triton looking for 6 outs to close this out. I will say that Coach Dupe has had this team really well coached this year. Doesn't have the girls looking too far ahead. They knew this was a big game, but he tried to keep them calm before this game, and I think it shows. They're coming out, they look pretty loose, they're focused, but they're playing some great Triton softball.
I know after talking to Colleen when she got home yesterday, we talked about how her and the other captains spoke to the team a little bit after yesterday's game. Not so much in front of everybody, but, one-on-one, and said, listen, tomorrow's going to be a different game. And we need to sort of put this huge win behind us, if that makes any sense, and really focus on a good Amesbury team coming up tomorrow. So, and they came right out of the gates and scored 4 runs.
So now that we talked about not looking too far ahead, let's look ahead. Left on the schedule is, as I see it, how many more challenging games? Just one, John?
Yeah, I would say probably just one. I thought the other day Masco would be a challenge based on some of the scores. They had lost a close game to North Reading. And maybe it will be when they come here. The Masco game on Tuesday really got away from them with 2 bad innings. It wasn't much of a contest. I thought it would be. The rest of the teams they're playing have losing records.
I think that's right.
I think all of them have losing records.
Other than Masco, but yep.
Triton will be favored in all those games. So this is Emily O'Donnell. She
fists one out to shortstop.
She fouled out to center and now popped up to Bridget at short.
Bridget and MK have great range behind them, something you don't always see with shortstop and second baseman. They're ranging back quite a bit. Great first out there. Where are we at in the lineup?
Number two.
Lana Delisle. There we go, 4-3. Well played. MK to Mia Berardino.
2 quick outs here.
I think that was 2 outs on 2 or 3 pitches.
Yep.
That's pretty economical.
Catherine's pitching a great game. Oh, that was the top of the order, I'm sorry. So this is your number 2 hitter.
This is Alana Delisle, who may or may not have been in there pitching the last inning. If she's number 9, yep, that's it. So Alana was the pitcher who lived along. So that was a nice changeup.
So Catherine, by my count, has thrown 3 changeups, all for swinging strikes, and all have made the batters look challenged.
That's what happens when you throw the changeup and you throw the fastball right behind it, and a bad swing. Ahead on her, 0-2.
Curious to see what she throws here.
That was a beautiful pitch, what they call a waste. It was a wasted pitch. It was a pitch out there. It was not even close to a strike. Wasn't supposed to be. Try to induce that swing when you've got the pitcher frustrated and a bit confused.
Three strikeouts, no walks.
Yep, this is what we said. This is what Catherine does. She hits her spots, let the girls hit it if they can, and most of the balls are infield dribblers or infield hits anyway that Triton fields exceptionally well.
Yep.
I think there were a couple hits to the outfield, but not a lot. I think you'll see an average of maybe 3 or 4 balls hit to the outfield in a typical game for a Triton game. So here we go, bottom 6. And hopefully this is going to be Triton's last inning at bat.
Top of the order. Grace McGonigal's leading off. She singled in the first, fouled out, and grounded out. She's going to be playing at Suffolk University in Boston next year.
Suffolk Rams.
It is in Boston, right?
I'm a Suffolk Ram. That's right.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Yep, so we've got Grace going to Suffolk, your daughter going to Roger Williams, Bridget going to Penn State, we've got MK with the Navy, and we've got Carissa Boyle going to UMass.
Quite a variation in size of school, certainly.
All right, Grace McGonigal at bat here, trying to get things going and get a couple more runs on the board. I'm pretty certain they're going to be beneath their average of 15.9 runs a game, but if they can get out of here
a big inning, you never know.
They get out of here with a win, they're going to be happy. So Triton actually had a drought against Amesbury. I want to say it was 5 years they hadn't beaten Amesbury. Last year they beat them 4-1. Well celebrated game. First hitter of the game for Amesbury hit a home run off Catherine.
That ridiculous field there, where they don't. If you've never been up there, there is no fence in the outfield in Amesbury. So what happened last year was there was a hard hit ball down the line, and it hits the pavement, right?
That's exactly what happened.
And it just rolled. It rolled outside the stadium, and she could have circled it twice.
Leadoff home run. Yep.
Leadoff home run, and then
that was it.
That was it.
And then one of the Pecos twins, I think it was
did
Eve,
the same thing.
Did the same exact thing. So safe. Yep. Great slide by Grace.
It's a nice slide.
I think that throw would have been in time. It was just a little bit high. But Grace is fast. Beautiful slide to get in at the tag.
So we'll see if Molly's bunting here. I would suspect she is, even with the infield in. Popped her up.
Yep. Bridget Sheehan coming to the plate.
So Bridget's due. She's going to drive in a run here. I'm making a prediction.
Oh, she tried to swing at that when she wanted to put it out toward us. John, you told me you're catching the ball if it comes out at me, right?
That's what I told you. We'll see what happens.
We're perched high atop the SCTV van here.
Yes.
Viking TV once again. I got to give some accolades to the group here. They do a phenomenal job with this production. They got 2-3 cameras going, a handful of mics. Deep fly to center field by Bridget Sheehan. And once again, solid play by the outfield.
We'll see how Amesbury plays this. They chose not to walk Emily last inning, or 2 innings ago, with first base open. They pitched to her, and she made him pay with a 2-run single. Looks like they're pitching to her again.
Yep. And I'll tell you that in the 3 years worth of games that I've watched in the Cape Ann League, I've only seen one batter intentionally walked, and that was Tara Driver last year, who was the MVP of the Kinney division. She's playing D1 ball at Niagara.
Yep.
And
she earned those intentional walks.
She came. Triton went into North Reading. I think they went undefeated last year. And Catherine threw a ball low and away, and Tara Driver took it over the right field fence. She threw one high and inside. She took it over the left field fence. And then I don't recall what the last pitch was, but it was over the center field fence.
Yes.
And at that point,
we changed our strategy.
We said enough is enough. Yeah. I'm not going to let her beat us.
No. So Emily singled twice.
Ooh, hit Emily.
And they did put her on, as it turns out. Not how they intended, I'm sure, but
took that one right in the back of the leg, I think. All right, here we go. Colleen McCarthy, runners on first and second. See if she can put that at the center field like she did before.
Single should score Grace here.
Pulled up on that swing a little bit. Wasn't certain if she was going to follow through with it.
Got her twisted around a little, so she's 2 for 3 with 2 singles and grounded to short.
But I think you're right. She puts this in the outfield, and Grace is going to come in. So
no 2-hole. We'll see if we've got a change up here. I haven't seen.
one yet.
Well, that could drop.
That drop.
That's going to drop.
That's right in the triangle, as they call it. Oh, bad throw home.
Yep.
Colin with the RBI there. Nice piece of hitting.
Couldn't have put that anywhere better.
Nope. You saw all 3 players converge, and no one can handle it.
3 good fielders too. There's not a lot of space to drop that in when you get that high in the air.
Yep. 8-1 Triton now.
Yep. That's too good a pitch, 0-2. She had her 0-2, and you see Catherine throw that at the end of that last inning. You see Catherine throw that pitch to the outside, off the plate, 0-2. Make that hitter go chase it. The Amesbury pitcher didn't do that. She threw a strike on the inner half, which is not what you want to do.
There's a hit up the middle. That's going to score another run.
No, they held her up. Probably a good decision, actually.
Emily came in, another run.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I was just looking at Colleen.
They held up. It's not all about Colleen, John. She's had one hell of a game,
though. It
though.
is at our house. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, how's your son doing?
He's
Jack,
doing
right?
good. He's here. He's off to our left, and he's good. He's playing basketball at Riviera University up in Nashua. He's doing well. He's working. He's got a summer job at a pool company, so all is good. The team had a tough year. He's a sophomore up there. He played quite a bit, and he's really looking forward to his junior year up there. So all is well.
Mia Berardino here at bat. Runners on second, third. Got Eve Pecos on second and Colleen McCarthy at third. So high fly ball here by Mia Berardino. Let's see if they can play this. A couple girls converging on it. Yep. There's the third out. 9-1. Triton going to the top of the 7th and 3 outs here, and that would be it. So you told me that your daughter has 11 varsity letters. Did she? Who won that battle? Did your son have? No. Did he have 12?
No. Sorry, Jack, but it wasn't close. I got to think on Jack. So started for 2 years in football, made the basketball team 3 years, and then 2 in baseball. So a paltry 7 compared to my daughter's 11.
18 varsity letters between 2 children is pretty good.
Thanks.
All right, so here we go. We've still got the same lineup, no changes. Same strong defensive team. Let's see if we can get 3 outs and close this one out. Triton leads now 9-1, which coincidentally is their record on the year, 9-1.
Just going to close this out.
So who have we got coming to the plate now for Amesbury? 3, 4, 5 it looks like.
Olivia Levasseur.
All right. Olivia Levasseur. Then we've got Liv DeLong and Emma Catania.
So for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. So we'll see if we can get out of this inning economically here.
Tries to take a nibble at the outside of the plate.
She's pitched a great game. She's stayed off the center of the plate. By and large, the balls that have been hit haven't been hit hard. And like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, Triton.
The defense plays behind her.
Yeah, they make plays.
All right, 2-0 count. Hitting right to first base. Easily fielded by Mia. 1 down.
Yeah, I'm thinking about back to your comment about the All-Star team, and it's going to be really difficult to pick 5 out of this group.
Late swing there by Liv DeLong. Starting pitcher. She's now playing first base. Phenomenal freshman. I think she's right around 500 for the year.
Ella Belanson, she's 1 for 2 with a single in the first inning. Second inning, I'm sorry.
I don't know if that was Catherine Breschenbach or good friend Liv, but that was a
Oh,
little
that's
inside on her.
Keep her honest. Something to talk about after the game.
That's it. You know what's funny? I know that Collins experienced the same thing. She played with some girls from Newburyport. You play with the girls on different teams, and then you get to the Cape Ann League, and you end up playing against them.
Yep.
So friends and enemies, and at the end of the day, you're all playing the same sport,
they're all
and
just
you
competing,
celebrate
right?
each other's good play.
Yep. You're all competing. Just slipped under her glove there. She'd like to have that one back.
Yep. One-hit single. How are you scoring that, John? Is that a hit or
that's a base hit? Yeah.
Good solid hit?
That's a base hit.
Emma Catania, it looks like. She likes Colleen. 5-3 both times. Hit to third base.
Probably hit it to Mia this time, right?
One out, bottom of the seventh, 9-1 Triton. Looking to close it out here. How about a double play, John? We haven't seen a double play yet today.
We haven't. No.
6-4-3?
Yep. 4-6-3.
Oh, all right. I like
4-6-3. There it is. Too slow. Ball just not hit hard enough to turn it.
Emily looked like she tried to tag Liv DeLong coming for first or second. Just missed her. Nice job by Liv evading the tag there, but they're down to their last out. They've got to do something right here and keep it going, and otherwise they're going to have their first loss of the season.
Convincingly, too.
Right, as you said, right from the onset.
Yep. They jumped on him early.
Good pitch there for a swinging strike. You know, it's unfortunate that Triton doesn't play Amesbury a couple more times
That's
in the
right.
year.
I was just thinking that, too. Maybe and also, unfortunately, we won't see them again because they're in Division 3 and we're in Division 2. The good news for Amesbury is there's not another loss on their schedule. They shouldn't lose another game based on, who they're playing. I'd be surprised if they did.
Oh, things getting a little bit sloppy here. Run comes in. It was a legit score there. 9-2. Triton. 2 outs. Bottom of the seventh. Top of the seventh, excuse me.
Giving her a second, the ball.
On a dead ball.
One off, too, but looked like.
9-2. Triton's looking for one last out to end this game. High pitch, 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on second base. Infield at typical depth, outfield as well. Looking to get that last out here. Foul ball.
So Megan Mulaney's 2 for 2. So we'll see if Catherine can finish it off here.
The only force is at first base here. And that's
not a problem.
5-3 to end the game. Colleen McCarthy to Mia Berendino, and that's going to do it. Triton with a convincing 9-2 win, and now are in sole possession of the best record in the Cape Ann League. Triton advances to 10-1. Amesbury drops to 8-1. And fantastic, well-played game. Congratulations, Triton Vikings. Thank you, John,
Thank
for
you.
coming today.
Thanks for having me. It was
And
fun.
Eric Gundrum, thank you for keeping the book today. Fantastic
Eric.
job.
Thanks,
and
Eric.
thanks to the entire Triton Vikings VTV staff here. They do a fantastic job. And looking forward to maybe a couple more games with Triton and a big game to end the year against North Reading. But we're closing out hit things today. 9-2 final score.
Thanks, John.